This episode of Passionate Living is sponsored by BBB, Better Business Bureau of Upstate New York, and BAM, Buffalo Advanced Medical Acupuncture.
Hi, I'm Kat Miller. Welcome to the launch of our Best of Passionate Living. Season 5 is one of my favorite seasons of all. We met so many remarkable people, had so much fun. And in this first show, I just wanted to share a little of the behind-the-scenes humorous moments that were happening as we did the open of this show. Rifat and I reenacted a moment of me calling him from California to talk about how long season 5 would take to produce. And you may notice in the background when I'm in the car calling Rifat that you can see my breath a little bit. I have the top down. I'm trying to make it look like I'm in California. But it's clearly Buffalo and a little bit chilly. And that was one of our little issues to overcome as well. When Rifat was telling me that he was working hard on editing and playing the Spider-Man game, from there forward, I always wondered when I was asking him if he was editing, if he was really editing or playing a Spider-Man game in the background. And then we have one of my favorite humans, Kate McCallum, and she's going to talk about these amazing 360-degree films that she produces, and you're going to love her story. It's really wonderful. We shot that in her awesome apartment in Los Angeles, which is actually filmed in an old brewery. There's all these buildings, like an old factory, and they have artist lofts in them. And that's where we filmed this piece with Kate, just for a little background on the story. And then we're going to have our resident expert, Jonathan McDonough, talk about neuropathy. He has a little bit of a pointer if you have any pain in your hands or feet or neuropathy starting to happen or know anyone who does. He's got some great advice for you. So sit back, get comfortable, and welcome to an amazing journey of passionate living.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, don't let you wear me the Dilka-chan. Spider-Man, Spider. Hey, Kat.
Hey, Rifat. How you doing?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing really well. What are you up to?
I'm editing.
Wow, that's cool. You're editing?
Mm-hmm.
I love it. How fun. Hey, speaking of editing, I have a question for you. It's getting a little late here. It's been raining all day. I'm up in the mountains in California, and it's a little bit chilly. And I'm thinking I'm going to spend the night, drive across the country, and stop at the NAB show and pick up a camera and film season 5.
Oh, really?
I know it does sound crazy.
Can you actually shoot with the FX30?
Well, I'm going to get the FX30 that you want, and then I've got a friend in Vegas who can show me how to use it.
Well, I don't know if you can trust him, but...
Yeah, I know. Good luck with that. But it should be an exciting adventure, and I'm really stoked about it. But if I shoot the whole season crossing the country, and I know we have a few shows to do back east, how long do you think it'll take us to edit the whole thing?
I'd say about 2 to 3 months.
Okay, so just 2 or 3 months, you think? We'll have it out by the summer? Season 5 by the summer?
Yeah.
Yes. We won't let anything distract us. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I should probably find a room for the night, and I hope you have a great time editing. Don't work too hard, and I'm sending you a big hug, and I'll call you from the road.
All right, drive safe.
All right, I'll be careful.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, don't let you wear me the Dilka-chan.
am here with one of the coolest women I know, and you're a creative force of nature. I mean, you are amazing, and you primarily work now in the multimedia spectrum, and I can't wait to hear about your journey, because the little bit that I've heard about it, your story in and of itself is fascinating. How you live your passions and use them to impact the whole world around you. How did you get started?
Thank you, Kat. That's such a nice introduction. You're so sweet. You know, I was trained in growing up as an opera singer when I was very young, and I studied opera, and I went to college for performance, and I played the flute. So I was very rooted in music, primarily. But once I started down the path of being a singer, I realized that wasn't really my destiny. So I ended up getting a degree in communications and then moving here to LA. I just started finding my way into the business and getting jobs and learning how to work on set. I worked on many music videos when MTV launched, and I worked as a page at ABC on the Oscars and the American Music Awards, and I just kind of got a view of the industry and got to work with some amazing people at Universal and Paramount for 20 years. And concurrent to that, I was also always fascinated by human consciousness and spirituality. So I was kind of toggling between those two realms, and felt very driven to understand how to use the power of art, media, and storytelling to help advance my own consciousness as well as others. It was an incredible learning experience, and I tried to find—
remarkable.
Thank you, thank you. I tried to find projects that had meaning and depth. So after our deal ended at Paramount, I started my own production company with the specialty of development. At the same time, I had met an entrepreneur from back east who wanted to launch a visual music channel on Comcast. So he hired me to come on board as his VP of content. So I helped him launch this beautiful visual music channel, which was a complete opposite experience for me, having been in scripted, fictional TV and film, now going into more abstract music and art. And I was so excited to kind of recall that part of myself as a musician and a frustrated closeted opera singer. Once an opera singer, there's a lot in there that's like, I gotta get it out.
Yeah, come out.
So Ed said, I want to launch a company that builds dome theaters. And he showed a deck on these domes, and I was like, wow, that looks super interesting. And he took me to a dome theater in Philly, a planetarium, and he showed me the power of the format, and I was blown away.
It's remarkable. When you are surrounded and immersed, you feel like you're in it.
I just said, I want to work with you. This is the future, I feel, of entertainment. This is amazing.
So that's what started you on your path with the shows then?
Right,
Wow.
exactly. Moved to LA and invested in a dome theater, which we had at a studio downtown LA called Los Angeles Center Studios. We're doing these beautiful dome shows. We started producing them, and we did 360 ballet and musicals and concerts and performance art and meditations. And so we just really explored the format at, when we had the theater, which was fantastic.
Tell me a little bit about these shows.
Okay.
Because they're fascinating. I have not seen one live yet, but Rifat and I are going to go and see one in Cleveland, actually.
Fabulous, good.
I need this experience to inspire you into taking a journey with me inside your mind, to engage your senses with this miraculous alchemy of sound and light.
Yeah, you have to experience it. You can't really understand how extraordinary it is till you actually sit in these amazing theaters. But one of the artists that came to us was a wonderful percussionist by the name of James Hood. And James Hood used to play with Chrissy Hines and the Pretenders. And he also had a band called Mood Swings and came out with a really popular album. So he came in, And he had recorded an album called Ceremony, so he was really interested in doing something in the dome space as well. So we collaborated with him and did a show. But then he came back and did a new album he called Mesmerica. So that show, he said, I really want to, go to the next level with this. So we all collaborated and produced this beautiful dome show. The show, the music, the visuals, his voiceover creates a beautiful kind of almost a Rorschach for people.
Can't wait to experience this.
Thank you.
It's amazing.
We took that show out on the road and we opened in 33 venues before COVID hit, and the response was fantastic. We sold over 300,000 tickets. We got incredible feedback from people about how it made them feel, and it's really a unique new genre in and of itself.
So you're in 19 theaters now, which is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, really what's so exciting is how the shows seem to affect people. The comments that we've gotten back have been extraordinary, and people have responded so beautifully about how deeply they're touched by.
I love that. They're transformational, I'm sure. Yeah. People walk in and they probably expect to be entertained or see something beautiful, but they end up having an entire transformation in the process.
Yes, which is so fascinating, because I think because the shows are more open, not completely, like a narrative scripted show, it gives people the opportunity to add their own imagination. And their imagination gets triggered, and they're able to find their own meaning in some of the imagery because it's abstract. And
it's amazing with this journey you've taken how I always say everything we do is basic training for what we end up doing, and how it just unfolds itself, and to have all of this experience on both sides of the camera and in this whole multifaceted world of art, and what you've created is just remarkable.
Thank you. But it's so interesting too, because the challenge of a creative is always like, how do you sustain yourself while you do what you love? So it's wonderful when you can get a day job that your heart is also aligned with, and to be able to, balance that, because I always had to work. I raised a daughter as a single mother from 8 years on, and I had to prioritize that. But that was also, in some ways for me, a really great focus, because
it keeps you on point, doesn't it? I raised 2 sons on my own and worked through the whole thing, always in arenas that I felt were making a difference in the world, because I wanted the world to be a better place for them. So it does keep you focused, doesn't it?
Yes.
It's just,
tremendously grounding as well. There are great teachers, right?
They are our great teachers.
Yeah, because I could go off on 100 different,
But when you have a child, it grounds you, it helps you to center, it keeps you motivated and moving forward in a direction. And
a blessing. It was a blessing, because that yielded a lot of great experience for me, as well as cash flow. And then I do my other projects on the side,
And a great bit of wisdom to share with anyone out there who has ideas, no matter what age you are, to be able to take those ideas, obviously bringing in funds is important, but I've found that the funds always appear. When I'm on the right path, when I'm headed in a direction that I know in my heart is my destiny, the funds just always seem to be there for the project. Or I get a job doing something that I love that supports the other thing that I love. And it's just, it really is like an affirmation that when you're on that path, you are completely supported somehow.
That's beautiful. That's the trust that we need.
That little dance we do between trust, paying the bills. And I just have one last question for you. what would you tell someone out there who has a passion for multimedia, who has a passion for the arts, and about stepping into their dreams, about stepping into their passion?
The courage to truly manifest what's coming within you, because everyone is a story. That's what I'm so fascinated by. It's like every single human being is such a unique work of art. They're so unique. They all have a story. I was invited to speak a lot at writers' conferences when I was a development executive.
Right.
And I would always tell the writers, you know, write your screenplay. It's incredible to have a screenplay, but take that story and put it into other formats as well. Make it a book, make it a children's book, make it a play, make it a comic book, a doll. You know, just don't stop the creative process if you love that story. And I think that's more true than ever now, because you can publish your own book. You can, you know, make your own video series. You can, there's so many ways to get your creativity out. And if you just take a step into manifesting something, you know, so that it's not just, you know, you can have a big idea, but you can also start with a seed. And
I call it baby step.
yeah,
It is the perfect metaphor for living your dreams this lifetime and doing what you came here to do. Because if you have a calling inside of you that's pulling you to do something, there's a reason you are specifically meant to do that.
the curiosity and the passion and the drive that propels one to move that out into the world is, it can't stop. It needs to be set free.
It needs to manifest itself.
Thank you, Kat.
Thank you.
This has been wonderful.
I just love you.
Thank you.
Thank you. More to come.
Onward.
I can't wait for your next project.
Oh, thank you.
Hi, my name is Melissa Archer, and welcome to Mental Fitness Moments. Thank you for being here today. I just wanted to chat a little bit about all the things that are going on in the world. Sometimes it can be a little bit overwhelming. It can stress us out. How do we still engage, still feel, and not go numb as a survival tactic while we're dealing with all these things that are going on in the world? Some of the ways that we can do that is, I just like to call straight old self-care. And by going for a walk, which can release happy hormones and release endorphins to make us happy, kind of lower the stress of the everyday grind. Unplugging, taking some time not to have the TV or social media or the radio or anything, just unplugging for a period of time. Journaling, doing some meditation. I love to do 3-minute meditation in the morning and just before bed. It's just very centering. Doing some yoga. Whatever the case may be, whatever you decide, it's something that's very specific to you in terms of what you like and the time that you may have. But these are things that we can do that are relatively free, very accessible. You know, we can do it right here, right there, and that we can do, it doesn't take a lot of time. And that will just keep us from going into a numb, you know, a survival mode of just going numb, and keep us in the feeling world. And that's where we want to be. So thank you so much for joining me today for Mental Fitness Moments, and we'll see you next time.
Say Happy New Year. Wait. Say Happy New Year to the camera. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thank you, honey.
Every week on Thursday, oh, I can't say that. Oh. I don't think we did. No. camera, honey. I know. Come. Oh, he's really into licking my neck. Don't know what this is all about. Oh, okay. He doesn't want to go back with Daddy. All right.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, तूने चुराया मेरा दिल का चैन.
Car's going, not only do you have me in Buffalo in the winter, but what the hell are you putting my hood down for? Did we fake California really good? You wouldn't show that there's breath coming out of my mouth, that it might be the winter in Buffalo, and we're faking that I'm making this phone call from California? Oh my God, the poor car, listen to it. It's going, take me back to Highway 1. I meant to drive with my top down in the warm weather. Me too. Well, maybe not with my top down, but you know what I mean.
Have a mental, nope. Sorry. I got the giggle sticks and I don't know why.
I love it. You can giggle all you want.
No, it's really that good. Okay. Loneliness is at the core of
No,
it.
you gotta start over because we can't go to B-roll yet. We can't.
Of course. Excuse me. Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Just the giggles today. I love this.
Yay. Oh my God, oh my God.
Thank you so much for joining us for the premiere of Season 5. We are so excited to bring you all kinds of amazing shows ahead. Rifat and I are editing every single day like crazy. And next week, we have a very special episode, and it involves me getting in a drift car. Oh my gosh, if you don't know what that is, you are going to love it. And we're going to learn all about how to deal with loneliness from Melissa Archer. So please tune in, and you can join us on our social media on Instagram at passionate.living, on our Facebook page for Passionate Living, TikTok, and on YouTube, Passionate Living TV. And on Thursday nights at 8 p.m., we have a premiere every week if you're not able to watch at these times on your local station. Thank you again for joining us today. And wherever you are, whatever you're doing, remember to just do one thing for you today to have fun in this new year.